Right, so a study came out on Wednesday, and it basically confirms something you already suspected. AI search is rigged for the big brands. ChatGPT keeps recommending the same 10 companies in your category. Perplexity does the same. Google's AI overviews, same story. The receipts hit search engine land on July 30th, and the headline was blunt. AI models favor familiar brands, which sounds like the death sentence for every small business trying to get found online. Here is why it is actually the opposite. Here is why the next 90 days are the cheapest window you will ever get to hack your way into those answers, before your bigger competitors even notice the exploit exists. Stick with me. The last move I am going to give you is the one nobody in the SEO world is talking about yet, and it is the one that actually pays. Let me tell you what the study measured in one sentence a normal human can repeat. When an AI model gets asked to recommend companies in a category, it does not audit the market. It reaches for the names it has seen the most during its training. If your brand shows up in the training data 300 times, you get name dropped. If it shows up 3 times, you do not exist. The bias is not editorial. Nobody at OpenAI is picking winners. The machine is just doing a popularity contest, and the popularity was decided years ago by whoever had the biggest PR budget in your category. The villain is your incumbent competitor's 10-year head start of press coverage, forum mentions, and Wikipedia paragraphs. All of it now compounds inside a model you cannot audit. Which means, for the first time ever, being the incumbent is a moat that got automated for them. They did not have to lift a finger, the AI is doing their marketing. Now, before I hand you the fix, I want you to prove the problem to yourself. Do not take my word for anything. Open ChatGPT right now. Actually pause the video, ask it best and then your service and then your city. Or top and your product category and your buyer. Look at the answer. Count how many of the 10 brands it names are your competitors and count how many times your own name appears. If your name is not in that list, you just replicated the study on your own business in under a minute. Your wake-up call arrives right there, not me telling you. Right, so the game is not to out-authority the incumbent. You will not win a link-building fight against a brand that has been in Forbes 11 times. The game is to hitchhike. Get your name into the same sentences as the brands that AI already trusts, and the model starts pulling you along for the ride. I call it co-citation, and it is the first move. Here is what it looks like in practice. Every category has a set of pages that AI reads over and over. Comparison articles, alternatives lists, best of roundups on high authority sites, top 10 CRMs for consultants, best accounting software for a plumber. They are the training buffet. Your job is to get onto those pages, not to build your own. Pitch the writer of the roundup. Offer to be quoted in the comparison. Sponsor the alternatives to Salesforce style article. Buy the placement outright if the ROI works, and it almost always does at this stage, because a single mention on a page the model already trusts is worth more than 50 backlinks to a page it does not. Here is the exact play. Pull up 10 roundup articles that already rank for your category. Note which incumbents get mentioned in every one of them. Those are your target sentences. Then you find the writer, the editor, or the sponsorship contact for that page, and you ask what it costs to be added or replaced in the next edit cycle. Most of these pages get refreshed quarterly. Some editors will quote you a placement fee openly. Some will trade the mention for an interview or a data contribution. Either way, the transaction is real, cheap, and it works because you are not fighting for the number 1 slot. You are asking for slot number 11, next to the 10 names that AI already knows. And the beautiful part, the placement does not even need a link. A brand mention is enough, which we will get to in a second because the study opened up something wild. Move 2, get your brand into the datasets the models actually eat. Wikipedia, Wikidata, Reddit, GitHub READMEs, industry directories with real editorial standards, product hunt if it fits, Crunchbase entries with real revenue notes, old school stuff, boring stuff, the stuff every founder skips because it feels like homework. Every one of them is a training source for the next model generation. If your brand exists on Wikipedia with a stub article and 3 third-party citations, you have crossed a threshold no amount of paid Google ads will move you across. You are now, in the machine's eyes, a real thing that exists. Small operators skip it because it is unglamorous. Bigger competitors skip it because they hired an SEO agency that only knows how to sell them backlinks. The window is open because of that gap. I want to stop and re-hook you here because the payoff move is coming, and it is the one I would build a business around this quarter if I were starting from zero. Real quick, if you want the exact prompt list I use to audit AI visibility for my own sites and for the community sites every week, it lives inside the Church of SEO Jesus, my free school community. Link is in the description, free to join, no email gate. Grab it before you keep watching, because the next section works better if you have already run the audit on yourself. Right, move 3, and here is the payoff. There is a phenomenon Search Engine Land wrote about the day before the brand familiarity study dropped, and they gave it a name that stuck: ghost citations. A ghost citation is when the AI uses your content in the answer but does not name your brand. It quotes your paragraph. It repeats your framework, it borrows your example, and your logo is nowhere. Your URL is nowhere. The reader gets your expertise, and the incumbent gets the credit, because the incumbent is the brand the model felt safe attributing the answer to. Every founder I have shown it to gets angry. Rightly. But here is the twist, and here is why the ghost citation is actually good news if you play it right. The model has now processed your content, it has learned from it, which means every subsequent time it is asked about that topic, your framing is embedded in the answer, whether or not your name is on it. You are shaping the category conversation from the shadows. The mechanical reason is boring, but here is the intuitive version. Every time your paragraph gets pulled into an answer, the machine files a little note that your content was useful for that kind of question. File enough notes, and the association forms. And the more times a piece of content gets ghost-cited, the higher its authority weight climbs inside the machine. Eventually the model starts attributing it to you because your name has appeared next to that content in enough places that the association stabilizes. Which means the move is, write the content the AI cannot help but quote. Short answers, one claim per paragraph, clear entity naming, structured lists, the formatting the retrieval systems love. And do it at volume, because volume is what forces the association. The exploit is right there. Familiar brand bias is real, but the mechanism that creates it, repeated co-occurrence in training data, is a mechanism you can game with a keyboard and a couple $100 a month in the right placements. You do not need a PR agency, you do not need a Series A. You need to move before every incumbent's marketing team wakes up to the play, writes a playbook, and hires a full team to defend the citation slots. The goal is to be the brand ChatGPT names in your category within the next 30 to 60 days. Not top of Google, top of the answer. It is a different game, and it is playing right now. I will tell you honestly what I think the timeline looks like. The window is open because nobody at the enterprise agency layer has monetized the play yet. The moment they do, the price of getting into the roundup pages triples. The Wikipedia editors get pickier. The Reddit threads get spammed to death. Rough guess, we have about 2 quarters before the smart big brand teams have their own version of what I just told you and start locking it down. You get this quarter, maybe next. Then it is closed. Everything I broke down today. The prompts I used to audit AI visibility. The co-citation target lists broken out by industry. The exact roundup pages worth pitching for each category. The Wikipedia and Wikidata submission templates. The content structure that gets ghost-cited the fastest. All of it lives inside the Church of SEO Jesus. It is my free school community, it is free to join, link in the description and pinned comment. If you are the kind of business owner who moves before the news cycle turns, you are already my people. Come inside. Next video I am going to break down the exact 3 roundup pages I pitched last week for one of my own brands and what came back. Watch that one next, it is on your screen right now.